What if? Jack whispered those two words to me, standing in front of the old theater. Two small words that cracked open 30 years. I did not have an answer. Not then. It started that morning, my first real day at the cafe. Saturday arrived with pale golden light and the smell of fresh coffee drifting through the maple cup. Grace stood behind the counter, apron tied around her waist, hands trembling. Her first shift, her first job in 20 years. Here's the thing about first days. They do not feel like beginnings. They feel like jumping off a cliff and praying you still remember how to fly. Sarah adjusted her apron. Sarah, you look perfect, like you have been doing this forever. Grace laughed nervously. Grace, if I do not break the espresso machine, I am calling today a win. Sarah smiled. Sarah, just smile and pour coffee. Everyone here already loves you. They just do not know it yet. The morning rush began slowly. A retired farmer wandered up, ordered a black coffee, and called her young lady, bless his heart. 52 and still getting called young lady. God bless small towns and bad eyesight. Grace handed him the cup. Grace, if this tastes weird, just lie to me. It is my first day and my self-esteem is fragile. The farmer chuckled. Farmer. Honey, at my age, I am just happy I still taste things. An older couple split a muffin and held hands across the table like it was their Sunday ritual. Grace watched them and felt something twist in her chest. They share a muffin like it is a ritual. My ex and I barely shared Wi-Fi. Some couples grow together, others just grow into habits. By the time you notice the difference, it is already too late. By noon, the rush had calmed. And then the bell chimed. Jack stood in the doorway, hat in hand, looking almost shy. Same hat, same eyes, same man my heart never learned to forget. Great. First day, and my high school almost love walks in. Universe, what did I ever do to you? Sarah grinned. Sarah, Grace can help you. She is learning the ropes. Their eyes met. Something passed between them, like two people standing at the edge of something neither could name. Grace steadied her voice. Grace. How do you take it? Jack said quietly. Jack. Black. Same as always. Same as always. Guess some things age better than others. Grace poured. Grace. Some things do not change. Jack watched her. Jack. No. Some things do not. Their fingers brushed as she handed him the cup. Jack took a sip. Jack. You look good behind that counter. Like you have always belonged there. Grace felt warmth spread through her chest. Grace. Really? Jack nodded. Jack. This town suits you, Grace. It always did. Sarah appeared. Sarah. Jack, stop distracting my employee. Tips go down when she blushes. Jack laughed and turned to leave. Then he stopped. Jack. Grace. If you are not busy later, there is a place I would like to show you. Grace hesitated. Grace. What is it? Jack smiled. Jack. Just a walk. Somewhere I think you would remember. Grace nodded. Grace. I finish at 4. Jack tipped his hat. Jack. I will be outside. 4:00 felt miles away and also right around the corner. Funny how time bends when the past walks back into your life. What if? At 4:00, Grace stepped outside. Jack was leaning against his truck, afternoon light catching the silver in his hair. Jack. Ready. Grace took a breath. Grace. I am not sure what I am ready for. Jack chuckled. Jack. That makes 2 of us. They walked down old side roads, past houses with spring gardens, past the elementary school with its rusted swing set. Jack broke the quiet. Jack. Remember this path. Grace looked around. Grace. We used to walk home this way, every day for 3 years. Jack nodded. Jack, you always carried too many books. I thought your backpack would snap you in half. Grace smiled. Grace, remember how I used to complain this hill was steep? Jack grinned. Jack, you still would. Grace laughed. Grace, please. At 17, it is a hill. At 52, it is Everest. They turned onto Oak Lane. There it was. The old Willow Creek Theater. Boarded up now, marquee faded, but still standing. Grace stopped. Grace. Well, I will be damned. It is still standing. Jack gestured toward it. Jack. Barely. They keep talking about tearing it down. Jack looked up at the marquee. Jack. Looks smaller than I remember. Grace nodded slowly. Grace. Everything does, except my mortgage. Grace stared at the building. Grace. We saw that old summer musical here. Summer of '79. The popcorn tasted like cardboard, and we still thought it was the best date ever. Jack's eyes softened. Jack, you cried during that slow love song. Grace shook her head. Grace. I did not. Jack raised an eyebrow. Jack, you absolutely did. I had to pretend I had dust in my eye so you would not feel bad. Grace laughed. Grace. I cannot believe you remember that. Jack's voice grew quiet. Jack. Grace, I remember everything. They stood there, two people in their 50s, in front of a theater where they had been 17 and believed the world was theirs. The past does not disappear. It just waits, patient as stone, until someone is brave enough to look back. Jack spoke, almost to himself. Jack, I never stopped wondering what would have happened if you had stayed. I did not wait 30 years. I loved you for 30 years. There is a difference. The words hung in the evening air like smoke that refused to clear. Grace. Jack. Jack turned to face her. Jack. I know. 30 years. Different lives. But you are here now, and I am tired of pretending I do not still wonder. Grace's voice was unsteady. Grace, what are you saying? Jack stepped closer. Jack, I am not asking you to love me. I am just asking you to let me walk beside you, even if we are both still figuring out how. She had imagined this moment. Late at night, in the years when her marriage felt like a room with no windows. I spent years wondering what it would feel like to stand in front of him again. Turns out, it feels like breathing after holding your breath for decades. Grace. Jack, I am not the same person I was, Jack said gently. Jack, neither am I, Grace whispered. Grace. I am scared. Jack nodded. Jack. So am I, Grace asked. Grace. What if we ruin what we remember? Jack answered quietly. Jack. And what if we do not? She looked at him. Really looked. The lines on his face, the kindness in his eyes, the patience that radiated from him like warmth from a fire that had never gone out. He was not asking for promises. He was just offering. A hand, a walk, a maybe. This is the hand I was too scared to hold 30 years ago. I am not letting go this time. Grace spoke slowly. Grace. I do not know where this goes. Jack smiled. Jack. That is okay. We just have to be willing to find out. The setting sun painted the old theater in gold. Grace. Okay. Jack looked at her. Jack. Okay. Grace nodded. Grace. We can walk. See where it goes. But slowly, Jack. I need slow. Jack's smile widened. Jack. Slow is all I have got left these days. My knees file a complaint when I stand up too quick. She laughed. A real laugh. The kind that surprised her. And for the first time, The tension between them softened into something that felt like the beginning of something real. I was not sure what we were starting, but for the first time in years, I was not afraid to start anything. Evening light. They walked back through town as the streetlights flickered on. Jack offered to drive her home, but Grace shook her head. Grace, I will walk. Need to clear my head. He stood there, patient as always. Jack, thank you, Grace, for giving this a chance. Grace smiled. Grace, I make no promises, Jack. I am a professional overthinker, Jack said warmly. Jack, then we will overthink it together. That is what second chances are for. Grace raised an eyebrow. Grace, call me if you need anything. Jack grinned. Jack, like what? Emotional support. Emergency chocolate, Jack answered. Jack, both. I am versatile. He touched her hand. Just briefly. Just enough. Jack. Good night, Grace. Grace. Good night, Jack. She watched him drive away, the old truck rumbling into the dusk. Then she walked up Maple Hill alone. Great. Now I have to Google how to date at 50 without pulling a muscle. The evening was cool, stars beginning to appear. The smell of cut grass and blooming lilacs filled the air. Small towns have two speeds, slow and slower. Tonight, slower felt just right. Some conversations change everything. Not because of what is said, but because of what is finally admitted. When she reached the house, she sat on the porch swing and pulled out her phone. A message from Emily. Emily. How was your first day? Did you survive? Grace smiled and typed back. Grace. Barely, but apparently there is no age limit on first day panic attacks. Love you. She put the phone away and looked out at the town below. The lights of Willow Creek twinkled like earthbound stars, like small promises scattered across the dark. Grace spoke softly to the evening. Grace, I do not know what I am doing, but maybe that is okay. Maybe not knowing is just part of starting over. What if? Two small words that had haunted her for 30 years. Tonight, they did not feel like regret anymore. They felt like an invitation, just the possibility of hope. And sometimes, that is enough to begin again.